CBS 2 News, the latest on a mass shooting in Austin, Texas that left one person dead and more than a dozen people injured. Plus, tit for tat, why cybersecurity experts at Boise State are saying the way to fight cyber attacks is to hack back. And a new report from the Census Bureau shows Idaho the fastest growing population in the nation. A look at those numbers.
CBS 2 News starts now.
Good evening, I'm Sarah Jacobson. Off the top tonight, one person is dead, more than a dozen people injured after a mass shooting in Austin, Texas early this morning. Now, police say someone opened fire at 1:30 a.m. in the city's downtown, where a number of bars are, of course, located. 13 people were hurt, one is dead, another in critical condition. Police have arrested one suspect, but another remains at large.
It was very difficult for EMS to make their way into this crowd, and because of the nature of the injuries, officers had to go ahead and use their police vehicles to put some of these shooting victims into the vehicles and transport them.
Police say they're still investigating a motive and haven't ruled out gang involvement. Well, folks, happy Saturday. It is a picture-perfect day at that. Just a nice light breeze moving through the Treasure Valley and in the entirety of southwestern Idaho. This is a live look from Schaefer Butte over the Treasure Valley. We are seeing some cloud cover moving out of the south, but other than that, a very pleasant day. This is a look at our air quality cam, and as you can see over the Treasure Valley, beautiful blue skies. Again, that cloud cover over the Owyhees, but right now temperatures sitting at 80 degrees. We are looking at 82 in Ontario as well as Mountain Home, while our friends in the McCall area sitting at 69 degrees. We were expected to start to heat up as we head into tomorrow. A few record highs are possible. It's all because of this high pressure that's going to begin to move into the region. Low pressure over there off the Pacific skirting to the north, and that is going to set a heat wave our way tomorrow with possible record temperatures. But as far as tonight, it's going to be very nice and mild, but tomorrow daytime highs are going to quickly bump up. It's looking like 100 degrees for our forecast high, beating out a record set back in 1918, normally sitting at about 80 degrees right now. But coming up, we'll talk a little bit more about your warm up heading into Sunday with this heat wave and how long it will be sticking around. Well, leaders of the world's largest economies unveiled an infrastructure plan today. It's aimed at competing with China economically. But while countries agreed to work together on economic issues, there's no immediate consensus of how forcefully to call out China for its human rights abuses. That's including the labor of Uyghur Muslim minorities. Now, Canada, the UK, and France have largely endorsed President Biden's strong stance, while Germany, Italy, and the European Union have been more hesitant. Biden has said he's hoping for a joint statement by tomorrow. Well, the airline industry marked a post-pandemic milestone yesterday as more than 2 million travelers passed through airport security for the first time since March of last year. The Transportation Security Administration says 2.3 million people were screened at airports across the country. It's the first time in 15 months that the number of travelers surpassed the 2 million mark in a single day. Those numbers represent about 74% of the volume from 2019 before the pandemic. Well, a major milestone in the fight against ransomware. Now, in the ongoing effort to stop cyber criminals, the U.S. Department of Justice says it's recovered $2.3 million worth of Bitcoin that Colonial Pipeline paid to ransomware extortionists last month. Now, it's rare to recover money from such a debilitating ransomware attack. But that ability will be needed because experts are telling CBS 2's Scott Logan that the attacks, they aren't going anywhere. He has more on how Boise State is addressing these issues through their Institute for Pervasive Cybersecurity.
Keeping your systems updated and patched is the best thing that you can be doing to prevent ransomware.
Edward Vasco is the director of the Institute of Pervasive Cybersecurity at Boise State, created in 2020 to analyze and teach ways to protect your devices from cyber attacks, such as the growing threat from ransomware wrongdoers.
The way ransomware gets in, the most prevalent way for ransomware to get onto your computer is through an email. So you see an email that doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right.
And Vasco says ransomware thugs are moving from targeting small businesses, mom and pop shops, to sticking up big corporations with deep pockets. And in the process, ransomware crooks have become the cyber version of the mob.
Having been in the industry for 30 years, I have seen the traditional nation state attackers, the Russia, North Korea, Iran, and so forth, and China. Those have been the traditional nation states that have been attacking us. What we've seen, though, is a move towards cyber organized crime that typically is supported by, in some form or fashion, by the nation states.
And Vasco says the challenge facing America now is to play solid defense while developing a strong offense. In other words, learning to hack back.
That's something that we are definitely trying to address at the national level, is to, have we achieved a point where we need to think about how do we really not just protect ourselves with appropriate walls and structures and technologies to prevent this kind of attack, but also how do we go after the bad actors, those cyber criminals and those state-sponsored entities who are specifically targeting us.
Turning to coronavirus in the Gem State, 623,000 Idahoans are now fully vaccinated. 695,000 have now received at least one dose. Now, yesterday, 118 new cases of COVID were reported in Idaho. Just under 113,000 are considered recovered. The CDC is also continuing to recommend mask wearing in schools and in doctors' offices or hospitals, even if you're vaccinated. Meanwhile, hotspots of coronavirus, they continue across the Gem State. Right now, the counties with the highest infection rates, they include Lewis, Idaho, and Kootenai counties. You can find more information on hotspots as well as new case numbers and vaccination numbers. Just head to idahonews.com. Well, it's no surprise, but Gem State growth, it continues to boom as city population estimates are out from the U.S. Census Bureau. It's no surprise here, Idaho, it continues to see booming growth. The Gem State had the fastest growing population in the nation. That's up 2.1% between 2019 and 2020. Now, most of that growth happened in Idaho's urban areas. About 70% of Idahoans live in an urban area. That's compared to just over 61% back in 1980. 8 cities in Idaho made the list for the nation's fastest growing cities. And you can find more information again on our website, idahonews.com. Drought, fires, and now a quickly melting ice shelf. Coming up on CBS 2 News, why experts say this glacier may raise sea levels as much as a foot. And later, speaking kindness one handprint at a time. We introduce you to the teacher making a difference in this week's Leaders in Learning.
CBS 2 News.
An ice shelf protecting an Antarctic glacier from collapsing into the sea. It's breaking up much faster than expected. Scientists say the Pine Island Glacier's ice shelf, it acts like a cork in a bottle. It basically prevents much bigger ice mass from flowing out into the ocean. Researchers predicted it could take centuries for the glacier to collapse. Well, now they're worried it could happen within a few years. They say it could lead to as much as 1.6 feet in sea level rise. Scientists say the loss is part of climate change, but there hasn't been any extra warming in that region recently.
Beat the Heat Forecast is sponsored by Idaho Lottery.
Well, folks, today it is toasty out there, but we're right on par with beating the heat for today. Our average sitting at 80 degrees, and we just hit the even 80 degrees. Our overnight low is a little bit warmer than our average. We are expected to bump up a few degrees over the next couple of hours as well to get above that normal for this time of the year. Weather where you are, a beautiful day out there, actually a picture perfect spring day. We're just 8 days away from the official kickoff to summer, and luckily Mother Nature is going to be getting with the game as another warm up heads our way. 80 degrees right now in Boise. We're looking at about 75 degrees in Sun Valley, low 70s for Stanley, upper 60s for our friends in McCall. A live look at our Pine Creek cam up at Bogus Basin. Beautiful blue skies as far as the eye can see. A beautiful day to get out and enjoy some of that sunshine before the heat really takes hold. This is a look at temperatures right now across the I-84 corridor down into the Magic Valley, sitting at 79 degrees in Twin Falls. So this weekend we are looking at potential record heat for tomorrow, your Sunday, about a 15 to 20 degree warm up between today and tomorrow. It's going to stay toasty for us as we move into your work week on Monday. So make sure you're seeking shade and staying cool if you're going to be enjoying some of these temperatures, because tomorrow we're expected in Boise to hit 100 degrees even, beating out a record set back in 1918. Normally we're sitting about 80 degrees for this time of the year. That's why we're seeing such picture perfect temperatures for today, but it is going to bump up with a heat wave tomorrow. The good news though, it will slowly cool off, but it is going to take some time. So 100 degrees for your Sunday, 94 on Monday, 91 on Tuesday, so still pretty toasty, 88 finally seeing some relief as we head into Wednesday. This is all because of high pressure again building out of the southeast. We're seeing low pressure up there in the northwest that will send some spotty isolated thunderstorms through the Baker County area of northeastern Oregon tomorrow evening, but it is looking like the Treasure Valley will be staying dry and just continuing to heat on up again as that continues to move in out of the southeast. That's what's sending us our heat wave, basically a very strong southwesterly flow acting as a conveyor belt with some of that arid desert heat out of the southwest, because they are also seeing very toasty temperatures as well. So with this excessive heat, just make sure you find some air conditioning, wear light clothes, drink plenty of fluids, and make sure you're checking on your friends and family that their air conditioning is working and that they're staying cool, as well as no pets or people left in our cars. Especially when we get into those triple digits, we want to be vigilant for everyone. So look at our FUTURECAST, continuing to see those sunny skies through Saturday into Sunday. We will see again a chance of a thunderstorm moving through the Baker City area tomorrow evening for your Sunday. But other than that, it is going to get hot tomorrow, so make sure you enjoy it, but slap on some of that SPF because UV rays are very high right now, and it looks like the sunshine will be sticking around for your work week, even next weekend, getting back to triple digit temperatures. So here's a look at that 7-day forecast. A little bit of a midweek cool down, I guess I would say, but by next weekend, getting back to triple digits. Here's a look for our friends up in the mountains, and you could always find your full weather forecast. Just head to idahonews.com/weather. And CBS 2 wants to see how you're beating the heat this summer. Now, just like these two dogs keeping cool on a boat, look at those cute little faces. They're out at Lucky Peak. Now, to share your photos or videos, head to idahonews.com/chime in. They might even make an appearance in one of our newscasts. Well, speaking of outdoor fun, the Boise Hawks have a busy weekend ahead. They're heading into Game 4 of a 6-game series against the Great Falls Voyagers. Now, the games are all at Memorial Stadium, and tonight's first pitch, it's at 7:15 p.m. Tickets are still available for the remaining games through Monday. And speaking of getting outside, the Meridian Main Street Market, it's back in action. The Main Street Market is a traditional market with activities for the entire family. We spoke to a few vendors about what you can expect.
We've been killing it with a couple of special items on the menu, like the quesadillas and the fish tacos are by far some of the best sellers, and it's been a lot of people have been loving it. A lot of people really like it, and they've been coming back. So we've been seeing our regulars, and we've had a lot of love from the community in the time.
Started making beard products about 7 years ago. It's kind of grown into skin products, lip balms, hair pomades, sugar scrubs. So it's a kind of a family-made home side business that we've been doing for here at the Meridian Main Street Market. This is our 5th year.
The Meridian Market runs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. throughout the summer, and you can also pre-order items to skip the lines. Just head to our website, idahonews.com, for more information. Well, still to come, spreading a message of kindness and equality. We show you a local teacher making a difference.
Is sponsored by CapEd Credit Union.
The school year has come to a close, but one local teacher is helping her students give back to their community. I take you to Adams Elementary in this week's Leaders in Learning.
Think about you now. Think about in your heart and in your mind, what was something you improved in?
Sarah Post has been an educator in the Treasure Valley for 24 years. Today, her first graders are getting a first-hand experience in giving back to the community.
It's so amazing to see the difference that I can make in my class in first grade, and that I'm giving them the tools now that they will use for the rest of their lives.
Sharing a passion for peace and prosperity. And these first graders got some hands-on experience.
Our teachers traced our hands, and then we had some grown-ups that came out here, and they helped us paint them any color we really wanted.
This mural bringing life, color, and a message of hope to the Boise community. All donations for this mural coming straight from community members, and each hand belonging to a student who wanted to spread this message.
Last summer, right shortly after the pandemic hit, and there was a lot happening with the Black Lives Matter movement, and just really with the way that our world does not treat people the same. And we have a lot of hatred, and there's a lot of judgment in our world. And I was really feeling disheartened by that as an educator. Like, it's my goal in life to teach kids that it doesn't matter what we are on the outside, what matters is who we are on the inside.
And she took that message to her school.
You can't change the world, but you can change your part of the world. Community here is where we start.
It began as a sketch and quickly became this work of art, sharing a common message of hope that resonates with students, both big and small.
To me, it means like that love really is the way, like nothing else is the way. And we shouldn't use war, we should use love to have our lives be better.
If you want to see this work of art for yourself, head to M&W Market on Warm Springs Avenue, where Mrs. Post tells me this mural will stand for many decades to come.
I just think that this was a really cool mural our teacher decided to do, because I just thought it's going to change our world in so many different ways.
For Leaders in Learning, I'm Sarah Jacobson.
Well, still to come, get your pole and bait ready because it's annual Free Fishing Day. How you can nab your own rainbow trout without even leaving town.
CBS 2 News.
Today is annual Free Fishing Day. As the name states, no fishing licenses are required.
I saw some largemouth bass swimming around here. I saw a little tiny catfish swimming down there. I mean, haven't caught anything yet, but I'm just switching out my lures, switching out everything, seeing what works the best, seeing what gets me strikes.
Now, this is put on by Idaho Fish and Game at the Park Center Pond. For more information, head to our website, idahonews.com. Well, CBS 2 News, it continues through the evening on idahonews.com, and we'll see you tonight at 10 for local breaking news and weather. Between now and then, have a great night.
Take the news with you on the radio, 670 KBOI. And for news and information 24 hours a day, click on idahonews.com.